Live from the Nyanyuki DEB school here, where the president any moment from now is expected to tour this particular region. Also, the president next to this particular institution will be visiting the Nyanyuki modern market as well. You do know the president has been talking passionately about this particular issue, clearly stating yesterday in an interview with the radio presenters that 87 markets will be built within the Mount Kenya region, aside from the various road networks, including the major one, which is the Mau Mau Road, which is being carried out in various constituencies and in various counties that will connect the mountain region itself to boost the agricultural produce that is being given from this particular region, that is from the tea, the coffee and other sectors as well. Now, once the president will come here, he has just toured Laikipia West, where of course he talked vehemently about some of the insecurities that were witnessed in that particular area under the Operation Maliza Uhalifu, which has been very pertinent, especially from the security contingents that have been led by none other than the Kenya Defence Forces. They have been able to at least recapture and rehabilitate 9 institutions that costed the government close to 200 million shillings, with the president vowing that more funds will be taken there as well to rehabilitate more schools. Over 40 schools were at least in disturbed areas, with the president clearly stating under the Operation Maliza Uhalifu, it has enabled that particular operation to ensure that those schools are recaptured. You do know that students in that particular area were not going to school due to banditry and other criminal elements that are in that particular region. The president has also underscored that the security operation has ensured at least 80% of critical installations, not just schools, but critical areas and town centers as well have been secured in the operation, and the remaining 20%, they will ensure that it has been dealt with. Also, the president in this particular tour has, of course, taken a swipe at some of the government critics, talking about him not coming to this particular region. Yesterday, he expounded why he did not arrive here in the Mount Kenya region for at least 6 months, aside from what the Gen Z uprising, also in terms of the finance bill itself. Also, we're talking about other issues that emanated from that particular visit following the impeachment of none other than the former deputy president, that is Rigathi Gachagua, which he expounded yesterday in an interview over 1 hour and 30 minutes. Also, the president will be focusing to ensure that some of the key projects that are being under the government, especially the affordable housing project, which has clearly stated that it has employed many youths in this particular area, will be, of course, be given prominence. Aside from the Nyanyuki DEB coming here and the Nyanyuki modern market, he will be visiting the affordable housing project here in Nyanyuki as well to see the progress. You do know this has been the main program that the government has been running through the Ministry of Lands and Housing, especially from CS Alice Wahome and Charles Hinga, who is the Principal Secretary for Housing, who have been steering this particular ship of the affordable housing project. Also, the president, we got a glimpse into the finance bill that will be coming before Parliament, the 2025-2026, some of the key areas the government will be also focusing on, with the president clearly stating that the repackaging of tea materials as well as coffee taxes will be reduced on that particular arena, so that it can ensure that tea and coffee products that reach the consumer, me and you, at the end of the day, it is at an affordable price. Also, the president underscored how agriculture resuscitated the economy. He clearly stated that once they took over power 2.5 years ago, there was an inflation in the country about 9%. Currently, it has reduced. So the president clearly stating that even the government reserve has adequate funds in terms of money for the government operation. Also, they are looking to other areas that they can see where the revenues can come from through the various finance bill that will be presented. Also, the president is touring this particular region with a number of leaders, including cabinet secretaries, the cabinet secretary, even the education, where I'm at right now in Nyanyuki DEB, cabinet secretary for education, that is Julius Migoso Gamba, is already here. Also, the government spokesperson, Dr. Isaac Mwaura, is also here. The president will be joined also by the deputy president, who have been touring also in Laikipia West, Kimani Ichung'wah, the majority leader of the National Assembly, including the governor of Laikipia County, are touring, and a host of leaders from this particular area. So keeping tabs on this particular region, and as at when it unfolds, Troy will be coming to with any details. So we have mounted here at the Nyanyuki DEB as well as in the Nyanyuki Modern Market. As I told you earlier on, the government has allocated to the tunes of millions and billions in the constructions of a modern market in not just in Mount Kenya region but across the country. But in Mount Kenya specifically, 87 modern markets will be built in this particular area. He has just finished his tour in Rumuruti, Laikipia West, around that particular area. He will be coming here. He has just launched a comprehensive school in that particular area that was recovered or rehabilitated after the damage that was caused by bandits in this particular area once they were raining in this particular area. But we'll be keeping tabs on this particular trips that the president will be making here, especially as and when he finishes in Nyanyuki. He'll be heading back to Kieni and Narumoru in Nyeri County to just continue with the launch of some of the project and some of the laying of the stone. So for now, back to you, Troy. As and when the president clearly starts the event, we'll be coming to you live. So back to you, Troy.